Hi, my name is Claudia. I was born and raised in Switzerland and I live in Idaho. And I'm passionate about hiking. When I was trying to find some ways to do through hikes in Switzerland using altitude shelters, I had a hard time finding material online, and so I thought I would share some of the things I figured out on my own and hope to help you guys along the way. This is a 3-day, 2-night adventure in the amazing valley of Lauterbrunnen. You may have seen pictures on Instagram. It's absolutely stunning with high cliffs and waterfalls, the snowy Alps, just picture perfect. You're going to park at the end of the valley in the village of Stechelberg and start hiking south, continuously gaining elevation until you arrive at the altitude hut above 2,200 meters elevation, gaining almost 1,400 meters. It's about 4.5 hours of climbing. I did this hike with my brother and his kids in the month of October. Unfortunately, it was raining non-stop and it was even snow when we got towards the top. But trust me, the views on the valley of Lauterbrunnen are normally absolutely spectacular. Your destination is this tiny shelter called the Schmadrihütte. It's owned by the Swiss Alpine Club. It's a self-service hut. There are no wardens there. The pay system is an honor system. You put your name down in the logbook and you leave your cash in the box provided. Thanks for being a stellar mountain lover and honoring this honor system. I hope these huts will always be there for us, and the only way it'll stop is if people take advantage of the system and are not honest. There is no running water except for a stream behind the cabin. There is no power except for a solar panel to provide a little bit of light. But you can cook your dinner on the wood stove. There are bundles of wood you can purchase right there, and then make yourself comfortable for a good night's sleep. Since we came during low season, we were lucky because we had the cabin to ourselves, but I guess sometimes you just have to share with other people and hope there's enough space for everyone. Make sure to bring your sleeping bag liner and leave everything as you found it, or better if you can. Next morning, you will be headed north at the beginning on a high elevation and gradually descend into the valley where you'll be staying the night in Gimmelwald. This hike should take about 5.5 hours without stops, but make sure to stop and enjoy the beauty. You have absolutely gorgeous vistas on this world-famous valley. One of the first sights will be this high-altitude, tiny lake of icy water. My niece had fun making a little boat out of leaves. Continue on, the views are absolutely spectacular. At one point you will see a sign pointing up the trail to Tanzbödli. It's well worth a detour. It's a grassy knoll with 360-degree views. It translates as dancing floor because how can you not dance when you have a grassy knoll with views of spectacular mountains all around you? In fact, you may even want to sing the sound of music as you dance. Eventually, you're going to descend in the tree line with waterfalls, streams, find yourself in the village of Gimmelwald, absolutely oozing with charm. Look for the Mountain Hostel in the center of the village. It is an old chalet out of stone and timber. As the name implies, it's a hostel, so expect a younger crowd from all around the world. Some kids spend weeks there. There's so much to do in this valley. You have a kitchen you can use to cook your dinner, dining room you can eat and visit with other hikers. The funny thing is we arrived too late after the restaurant had already closed and we were a little bit off season. All we had to cook was some spaghetti, but the manager was super nice. She gave us a tub of homemade tomato sauce to have with our spaghetti. You may not get that kind of service if you come in the crowded time during the summer, but we sure had an awesome experience. You can choose for a cheap bed in an open dorm or a more private bedroom. Either way, you will have power, Wi-Fi, a heated bedroom, and a comfy bed. They give you your sheets to make your bed and ask you to strip them in the morning before leaving. They have great showers, you just have to buy a coin for $2. Day 3. You will have a great adventure starting in the center at Gimmelwald, taking the Schildhorn cable car up north to the next town of Mürren, doing a 2.2 kilometer via Ferrata, then finally heading back to your car in Stechelberg, unless you want to take the cable car down to where you left your car. Feel free to pause the video to read the description or just look at the information you need below in the description. Basically, when you wake up, you just go to the cable car station right next to the Mountain Hostel, get off at the next stop in Mürren, cross the village on foot, rent your harness and helmet at the Intersport sporting goods store, and they can direct you to the trailhead, which is a rock throw away. Then have the adventure of a lifetime until you get back to Gimmelwald, where you hopped on the cable car that morning. The handy thing is that you can hand your gear to the cable attendant and they will give it back to the sporting goods store for you. There's also a lot more you can do with this cable car. You can take it all the way up to the Schildhorn, or like I said, if you don't want to hike back to your car, you can take it down to the valley floor and then just walk to the parking. Make sure to take your time when you're walking through Mürren. It's absolutely charming. It's peaceful, car-free. It gets plenty touristy in the summer, but the views on the Eiger, Munch and Jungfrau are stunning. It's perched on top of a cliff. It's incredible. The Via Ferrata starts when you go through this cute little gate, and there's an easy wall you can practice hooking on and make sure you know how to work your double carabiners, and then you'll gradually descend onto the cliff wall. And then hang on for dear life. Your adrenaline will spike as it rarely does. It's a combination of cliff walls, cable bridges, ladders, and it ends with a giant Himalayan suspension bridge. If you want to pay for a guide, they can even take you on the zip lines along the Via Ferrata. I love the fact that it's absolutely free. All you need is to have your safety gear and understand that you're hiking at your own risk. Make sure to only start if you know there won't be any thunderstorms or possible danger at the time. When you arrive at the end, you'll recognize that you just completed the loop where you started in the morning. You are at the Schildhorn cable car station in Gimmelwald. Just hand your gear to the cable car attendant and ask them to return it to the sporting goods store. And then make your way back to Stechelberg, either on foot or with the cable car where you left your car 3 days ago. I hope you enjoyed this video. I have so many more to share with you. Please make sure to subscribe. Have fun, be safe, respect the mountains, leave no trace behind, and soak up the beauty to make unforgettable memories. Cheers!